Simon, who stood out in perhaps one of the most public places you could ever imagine. But for now, at 11:15 on Monday night, 2 hospitals have been forced to drop a ban on smoking in their grounds because so many people were lighting up inside, they were causing a fire risk. Staff were reported to be afraid of violence if they told smokers to stop. So now the Royal Bournemouth and Christchurch hospitals in Dorset are allowing staff, visitors and patients to smoke in shelters and designated areas outside. So is this a sensible way to deal with the problem, or is a hospital which has failed to enforce the legal ban on smoking indoors sending out the wrong message by backing down like this? Maybe you think there should be a blanket ban on smoking anywhere on health service premises. 0500 909 693. Barbara Harpham is National Director of the health charity Heart Research UK. Hello, Barbara.
Good evening.
And also with us is Sean Gabb, the Director of the Libertarian Alliance. Hello, Sean.
Hello, Tony.
Barbara, first of all, the law says it's illegal to smoke inside a hospital, but staff carried on doing it as well as patients. Should managers have been tougher?
Yeah, they should have done. I mean, I don't deny the right for people to smoke, but there's a time and a place, and in hospital is not the time or the place to do it.
Sean, I mean, surely the NHS itself should be able to set an example to the nation, shouldn't it, and be able to uphold a ban like this?
I mean, the government by semaphore argument, we must always send out messages. No, a private hospital, that is a hospital owned by private persons, has the right to make any smoking rules it likes. However, the National Health Service hospitals are owned by us, and I don't think the National Health Service should be leading the way in oppressing people. The idea that a hospital is not a place, wherever, where smoking should be allowed is ridiculous. I can think of many situations in which patients would benefit greatly from having a quick cigarette. And the idea that you can't smoke in the car park, can't smoke in the grounds, it is just a kind of corporate sadism.
Barbara, therefore patients, doctors, visitors all should be able to have a fag when they fancy it?
No, I don't think so. I don't think it's oppression at all. A hospital is there for healing, and it is there to try and get prevention of illness. So if you are openly condoning smoking, which has been proved to be harmful to health, I can't see how you can then go on to condone
No.
it
If I go in a hospital with a stubbed toe, I don't think that I should be stopped from having a cigarette in the car park. We are talking about oppression. It must be regarded as oppression when you can have someone walk up to you in the street and fine you money for lighting a cigarette.
No, but we're not talking about in the street. We're talking about in hospital.
Well, in
and
hospital
going with the
grounds, they're owned by us.
not the issue. The issue is smoking is harmful to health, and a hospital is a place of healing and prevention, and therefore you shouldn't condone it.
A place owned by us, the people, as the owners of the NHS, to which we resort when we require the services of a doctor. Now, if I go into hospital with a stubbed toe. If I go into hospital with a stubbed toe or with a saucepan stuck in my head, I do not want some fascist in a uniform coming up and telling me to put that cigarette out. Thank you very much.
Sure,
you may not want it, but the fact is that if you are smoking, you are doing something which is harmful to your health, which you have every right to do.
It's my health.
It's irrelevant whether you've got a stubbed toe or not.
Barbara,
Yes,
is it correct, Barbara, that you would actually go further than a ban of smoking in hospital grounds and actually ban NHS staff from smoking?
I think NHS on hospital premises should not be allowed to smoke, no, on hospital premises. It sets a bad example, and I know he's going to say I'm a fascist and that it's the semaphore comment that he made, but it isn't. At the end of the day, these people are here to help you, here to heal you, and if you are setting a bad example, why should anybody take any notice of you?
Oh, should doctors and nurses be banned from smoking? I wish I could say yes.
No, in hospital grounds.
I wish I could say yes because these people richly deserve it after 30 years of coming out with all the drivel they have. However, no, doctors and nurses should not be banned from smoking anywhere where normal people can smoke. No. And yes, it is fascism, I'm sorry.
I think normal people should not be able to smoke, if you want to put it as normal, on hospital grounds. It's the hospital grounds thing, it's the principle. It's not.
They should. The grounds belong to us, the people. That's the purpose of this National Health Service thing in which you people believe. You've got it. It's our property. And if we want to smoke in the grounds of a National Health Service hospital, by all means, let us go ahead.
Sean,
Whom else are we hurting?
76% of people who are against people smoking in public
Now,
right
don't
now.
spray me with statistics. I don't believe these anymore. We've had 13 years of a Labour government. The whole argument from statistics has been ridden into the ground. Please do not spray me with statistics. I do not believe them.
Sean, surely the fact that these hospitals, staff at these hospitals have feared violence after trying to stop people having a cigarette shows that in some ways some part of the NHS has to take a lead on tackling this addiction.
I beg your pardon? What addiction?
Smoking.
Smoking?
Tobacco.
People smoke tobacco because they enjoy it.
You enjoy
I'm
it because
sorry,
they're addicted to it.
Pardon? I don't see why you should regard things that people like to do as addictions because you don't like them. You might say that people are addicted to soap operas. People are addicted to to listening to fake charities. People are addicted to listening to Radio 5. Anything you don't particularly like, you call an addiction. You medicalise things you don't like.
No, it's not a case of liking it.
It's medicalised disapproval. I'm sorry. Millions of people stop smoking. Other people start smoking. Other people can't be bothered to give up smoking. The idea that this is some mind-rotting addiction is just another health fascist lie.
Barbara, if we
it's
take...
not a mind-rotting addiction. There is a consensus medically, scientifically, that smoking is bad for you.
Yes, well, sorry, but there was a medical consensus in favour of all sorts of nonsense in the past. There was a political consensus in favour of weapons of mass destruction. There's an alleged scientific consensus in favour of anthropogenic global warming. We know what fraud that's based on. I'm sorry, I don't believe consensus.
Barbara,
There's always a consensus that the Earth was flat as well, but it was soon disproved.
Barbara, let's just hang on, guys. Let's just get back to this issue of hospitals and smoking. Barbara, to take Sean's point to its logical extent, I guess if hospitals are going to try and ban smoking completely throughout the grounds, and as you would like staff to be banned from smoking in the grounds, then if it's a case that smoking, in your view, is harmful, then so is overeating. So would you then expect canteens at the NHS hospitals to stop serving cakes or anything with a certain amount of fat in it?
I think they should take the example of serving good, healthy food.
Perhaps you should
That's
weigh
not the overeating
patients
bit of
as they enter the hospital and weigh them as they discharge themselves and surgically remove any excess fat.
Let's speak
that
to...
would be contributing to the health of the nation.
The thing is, it's capitulation. If enough people break a rule, therefore you're saying that we should then stop the rule and let people do what they want to do.
Yes,
there would be anarchy if you did that.
No, it's called people's justice. I'm sorry, but when you make absurd rules and they can't be enforced, you have to accept the egg on your face and step back from it.
All right, let's speak...
It's an opinion whether it's
Barbara,
absurd or not.
OK, let's speak to Sean in Livingston. Hello, Sean.
Hi there.
Hi, Sean. What's your point?
Yeah, it was my mother. I got notice the fact that she was probably going to die within 2 weeks of cancer 3 years ago, and it was at the Victoria Hospital in Kirkcaldy.
Yeah.
And they own all the grounds, and inside the grounds is a Macmillan built cancer centre.
Yeah.
But it's NHS nurses that, that's the staff. It was just built by Macmillan, and inside there was a smoking room. And
what did you make of that?
I don't think anything of it. If people are, if you're on your way out and it's through smoking-related diseases, it's a life choice, and surely if you've managed to carry on smoking or, you just don't want to give up because you just think, well, I'm on my way out anyway, you should be allowed to just carry on.
There we are, Barbara. It may sound bizarre to some people, but those with smoking-related illnesses, in times of stress, being told they have a smoking-related illness, want a fag.
That may be so, but the hospital allowing them to do it condones the fact that they are in favour of smoking.
You'd make someone's last 2 weeks miserable. You'd stop them from smoking, would you? I must admit that is the most disgusting thing I've heard in several days of listening to the radio. No, that is sadism. I'm sorry, that's not fascism. That is sadism. Someone's dying, doesn't matter what he's dying of, and you would stop him from having a cigarette to ease his last week.
In hospital grounds, I would do, yes.
That is disgusting. I'm sorry. You really should apologise to the listeners for that.
Give us
I am shocked. No, I am shocked. That is a disgraceful comment. It shows that you had no interest whatever in exercising the healing
All right.
arts, in
Okay.
making people happy.
Well, so there we are,
simply
Sean.
want
It's not
to
going to
force
heal them. That's
you
not
want
about
to
healing
force
arts.
them to dance as you desire, and if they won't, they can die screaming.
No.
That is disgusting. You should think about that. Play back the recording of this debate.
All right, Sean. Sean, okay, you've made your point.
A cigarette.
You've made your point, Sean. 0500 909 693. The question is, do you agree with them or do you agree with Barbara? Barbara, listen, thank you very much for joining us tonight.
It's a
I
pleasure.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Sean, as well.
And Sean Gabb from the Libertarian Alliance, who may or may not just disappear now for a fag, I'm not sure. Give us a call, 0500 909 693. What do you make of that argument? Now, also tonight we've been talking about when you've inadvertently become the centre of attention. Martin is on the line.